And I often say to people, you should try more Greek wine, and they're usually like, yeah, sure, I'll get right on that. Right after I Google how to pronounce Agiorgitiko and Nemea. Well, today we're going to talk about Agiorgitiko, an even more complex pronunciation, but I promise you it's worth it. So today we're talking about Agiorgitiko. Oh God, I'm terrible at this. I'm going to call it Agiorgitiko, but it's wrong. It's Agiorgitiko. If you like Merlot, Cabernet Franc, or even like an elegant Tempranillo, this could be your new weeknight red. So these wines are plush, fruity, a little spicy, and just exotic enough that maybe it'll impress your wine snob friend. And while that's always fun to do, I think a key thing here is that it can really be a crowd pleaser. So for anybody you may have over. So as I already did, I will probably mispronounce Agiorgitiko at some point in this video, so please cut me some slack. Agiorgitiko is one of Greece's most important red grapes, and it's grown mostly in the Nemea region. You can see that on the label, in the Peloponnese. I think, if you think sort of sunny hills, ancient temples, and lots of goats, that's sort of what that region is like. And this grape has a lot of history. I think it goes back that it was favored by the gods, and it has some speculation there. But the name literally means St. George's grape and has been around since ancient times. It's one of the oldest cultivated varieties still in production today. And I think the wines they're really versatile because winemakers can turn these wines into everything from like rosés to easy drinking reds to full-bodied ageable red. Again, you're going to get nice red fruit, soft tannins, some spices and herbs. Let's really talk about the aromas and flavors. So these, they're in the cherry and plum and baking spice profile. It's kind of like California's Mediterranean cousin. Same soft tannins, same plush texture, but just a little more sun and spice. Some versions are going to be light and fruit forward, kind of like a Beaujolais. Others are going to be darker, because they're aged in oak, a little more structured, more serious. But you can find both of those styles, so I figured I'd try to give you a little bit of a cheat sheet. So the unoaked, or Agiorgitiko that is lightly oaked, is an easy drinking, juicy red, great for pairing with pizza, gyros, or just maybe you wanted to watch my big fat Greek wedding again. The ones that have more barrel aging or ones that are labeled reserve, they're fuller, they're more complex. You're going to think of them as something that's perfect for a lamb meal or surprising people at a dinner party with a wine that they never knew they needed. But sort of like the Riesling problems, right? Greek wine labels can be intimidating because it's almost another language. But if you just look for Nemea on the label as a region, it's a protected designation of origin. Now, like the PDO doesn't guarantee that you'll love the wine, but it does make your chances of success much higher as it's a stamp of quality and something that a winery has to attain. They don't just give it out. Hopefully you'll see Agiorgitiko listed as the grape, as you see on this label. And some producers, if they may mention it's reserve, right? Reserves are going to be bigger, oakier, and age-worthy. Now, I've often mentioned Nemea as a Greek wine to age, but I'm going to experiment with the Agiorgitikos as well, as far as something to put in the cellar for 5 to 10 years. The best part, $15 to $25. It's less than you're spending on, the mass market California red blends, a lot less than a typical Napa Cab or even a Napa Merlot these days. So I think you need to give it a try. Summer's here, and this can be versatile. So you're thinking burgers, you're thinking lamb, maybe a stuffed pepper. They're all going to be great here. And these wines, they're not too deep and dark, so it'll be okay in the summer heat. This particular one is 13% alcohol, so not overly alcoholic and heavy. So I've shown you this bottle a bunch of times. Let's taste it and control check it against the long list of expectations that I just set. So I don't know if you could see that coming out of the bottle, but it is lighter. It is a pretty light red wine, at least this one. So this one I don't think has gone through any oak aging. What are we drinking here? 2021 Flowers Agiorgitiko, protected denomination of origin from Nemea, and this is from Greek Wine Cellars. Greek Wine Cellars is one of the more well-distributed Greek wineries in the U.S., so you might see a few bottles on the shelf from them. This, let's see, this wine has okay, doesn't say anything about its production method. I'm gonna guess that by the lightness on this in the glass, that there was not much oak aging here, and I think this is one of those more, light and fruity versions. Oh wow. So this has serious Pinot Noir and Beaujolais vibes. This is the cherries. Beautiful cherries. As you can see my initial reaction, right? That where I was like, wow. It was, I don't know if I came into this expecting like really pretty aromas, but that one jumped right out of the glass. I'm getting a little bit of some of those savory herbs, right? A little bit of like a thyme vibe to it. Thyme, oregano. I don't think I normally get flower notes, but this sort of has. It's got a little. It's like a cherry with a cherry potpourri almost. So if you think of cherry, thyme, and maybe a little bit of a floral note, this is what this wine is. This is playing very much into the Beaujolais lane, or the Beaujolais alternative, shall we say. There's a little bit of a candied cherry note on the palate. Very bright, nice and not nice and acidic, but bright, nice tart acidity. This is a really good one, actually. And like I said, these wines can be really versatile. If I had to score this wine, I'm scoring it 90 points. I think it's that good, and for the price, I think you can. I think you can't go wrong. Really nice cherries. Really nice cherries. So next time you're thinking, I like Merlot. I'm tired of drinking the same Merlot. See if there's an Agiorgitiko out there, and I think you'll be very happy. Hope all is well. I will see you soon. Cheers. Hey, if you'd like more wine videos, wine knowledge, how to find values, and how to stock your cellar at home, then hit that subscribe button. It really would mean a lot to me, and we'd love to have you aboard.